Chapter 940. No wonder Lin Yan hadn't seen Yun Xian recently. He Lufeng had sent him to the hospital to take care of his grandfather. Sister, I was wrong. I won't do it again. If you're hospitalized next time, I will be by your side 24 hours a day. He Lufeng apologized to Lin Yan. You're really good with words. Mo Shuyun gave He Lufeng a thumbs up. Why don't you say that you were by your sister's side 24 hours a day when she died? He Lufeng was startled by Lin Yan's hostile gaze. He realized that he had said something wrong and hurriedly changed the topic. Oh yeah, I think that given my sister's racing skills, we don't need to find too many elites. My sister is the backbone, and Yun Xian, Captain Mo Shuyun, and I are the cornerstones. We can find some random people to make up the numbers. I think we can still make the Aurora team famous. When that time comes, we won't have to worry about a lack of outstanding racers. Hey, you're suddenly enlightened. Mo Shuyun pondered the feasibility of this idea and nodded. That was not a bad idea. All of them were aware of Lin Yan's capabilities. During the competition, Lin Yan had single-handedly led the He family team to the championship of Category C. Hence, Lin Yan was able to single-handedly replace the entire team. Yun Xian, what do you think? Mo Shuyun glanced at Yun Xian, who didn't like to talk much. Yeah. Sister is very strong, replied Yun Xian. Ha ha ha. I'm indeed a genius. He Lufeng grinned. Genius my A*S. Lin Yan glared at He Lufeng. Don't you know that I've been banned? He Lufeng quipped, Sister, what's wrong with that? Weren't you also banned when you were with the He family? Didn't you still flaunt your prowess on the track? If you don't say anything, who would know? The situation is different. Lin Yan shook her head. The racing team was extremely strict with the new teams. Although the He family team was a low-level team, it had a long history, so the inspection wasn't that strict. Her grandfather would help her settle everything. However, it was a different story when it came to the new team. Taking 10,000 steps back, even if she could deceive them, there was still a ticking time bomb there. She would not take such a risk. He Lufeng furrowed his brows. Sister, is the ticking time bomb Lin Shuya? Lin Yan stroked He Lufeng's head in relief. This rascal was finally smart for once. Lin Shuya was the one who had caused her to be banned from racing. Lin Shuya hadn't reported her when she had been with the He family team. Perhaps she had been concerned about her reputation. Now that Lin Shuya had left the entertainment industry and was entering the racing industry, she didn't need her reputation anymore. The consequences would be unimaginable if Lin Shuya reported her. Sister Shuya. Pfft. Lin Shuya is an ingrate. Her conscience must have been eaten by a dog. Sister, you've been so nice to her. You've been biased towards Lin Shuya ever since we were young. You didn't give me anything good to eat. Instead, you gave everything to Lin Shuya. You even punched me because of Lin Shuya. He Lufeng glanced at Lin Yan, aggrieved. Lin Yan was speechless. Why was he getting further and further away from the topic? Sister, now that you know me, I'm your dearest brother. Tell me, who is closer to you than I am? He Lufeng quipped. End of this chapter. Chapter 941. He Lufeng's voice trailed off. When Lin Yan gazed at He Lufeng again, her eyes finally revealed the gentleness that a sister should have. Indeed, He Lufeng was her greatest consolation. Although he might not be smart enough, he might have promised her and disobeyed her. However, He Lufeng was her brother's limit. A few days ago, he had risked his life to save her. Of course, if it hadn't been for Zhang San and Li Si, the two idiots, she and He Lufeng would have probably died. I will treat you better in the future. Lin Yan stroked He Lufeng's head and whispered softly. Sister. We are siblings. We are no different from biological siblings. You don't have to say that. Sister, give me more money. He Lifeng stared at Lin Yan expectantly. The smile on Lin Yan's face froze when she heard He Lifeng. Get lost, Lin Yan said sternly. He Lifeng was speechless. Indeed, he couldn't believe his sister's words. Didn't she say that she would treat him better? She had been so gentle a second ago, but she had asked him to get lost the next second. She had changed her attitude faster than flipping a page. Lin Yan couldn't be bothered to talk to him anymore. She whipped out her phone and logged into the game. Riches and Honor's profile picture had been white a second ago, but it had turned gray the next second. Lin Yan was infuriated when she saw this. How dare Wang Jingyang go offline the moment he saw her? Lin Yan suppressed her anger and sent a few text messages to Riches and Honor. Late at night, Tianlon Barth neon lights flickered non-stop as young men and women gathered like a wave. The bar was filled with deafening DJ music. Wang Jingyang sat at the bar counter and ordered a glass of liquor. He whipped out his phone and logged into the game. Get rich, Lin said, doggy, come quickly. I'll take you flying. Get rich, Lin said, doggy, can you trust me again? The previous few times were really an accident. If I use Kai Wenji to fight in the wilderness again, I will die. She had only just realized that the person who had tricked Wang Jingyang and the others was Pei Yucheng. Get rich, Lin, you son of a b*tch, if you don't reply, I'll go to your house and kill you. Hurry up and form a group with me. I'll only charge you 100 yuan for the first round. You can pay when you're satisfied. Wang Jingyang stared at Lin Yan's message and glanced at her profile picture. It had turned gray. She must have sent this message some time ago. It's been a long time since I drank beer and ate kebabs with you. I really miss it. You got a boyfriend and forgot about me. Wang Jingyang sighed with a sad expression. After drinking a few glasses of liquor, Wang Jingyang got up and looked at the pretty girl beside him. He smiled, which he thought was very charming, and walked to the girl's side. Hi, beautiful. Hearing this, the girl raised her head and looked at Wang Jingyang. What is it? Pretty girl, wanna date? Wang Jingyang smiled. As soon as Wang Jingyang finished speaking, a look of astonishment appeared on the girl's face. You're too direct. What direct? Oh, I mean, a date? I'll treat you to kebabs and beer. Wang Jingyang said. Do I need to bring my ID? The girl seemed to be deep in thought. Wang Jingyang scratched his head. Do you mean that after we eat and drink, we'll go to an internet cafe and spend the night? The girl chuckled softly. Sure. After leaving the bar, Wang Jingyang removed his jacket and draped it over the girl's shoulders. You're a gentleman, the girl said softly. That depends on the person. For a beautiful girl like you, I can be a gentleman forever. Wang Jingyang grinned. End of this chapter. Wang Jingyang took out another bottle of milk from his coat. I mean, are you looking for me because of the young mistress? He Muyun asked. Oh, you're asking about this? Wang Jingyang wiped the milk off the corner of his mouth and smiled at He Muyun. Auntie, shall we play a game? Chapter 944. Cold sweat trickled down He Muyun's forehead as she looked at the man before her. No one knew how terrifying this seemingly harmless man was, or how ruthless he was. Every time He Muyun saw his smile, she would associate him with the Grim Reaper. Auntie, what's wrong? Don't you want to play? Wang Jingyang chuckled. Sir, please speak. He Muyun lowered her head. Well, this game is very simple. I ask and you answer. Whatever I ask, you answer. You can't lie, auntie. Wang Jingyang's smile did not diminish. Sir, please ask. I won't hide anything, He Muyun said. Alright, I'll ask then. Wang Jingyang finished the last mouthful of milk and threw the empty bottle into the bin. Wang Jingyang rubbed his hands and asked, Auntie, did you tell anyone else about young mistress's identity and whereabouts? Wang Jingyang asked casually, but He Muyun felt as though she had been struck by lightning. She almost fell to the ground. Young mistress's identity and whereabouts. What did he mean? Why would Wang Jingyang ask her such a question? He was doubting himself. Sir, I never did. He Muyun's expression was firm. If anything happens to young mistress, I won't live. Shoo, Wang Jingyang gestured for her to keep quiet. He looked at He Muyun and smiled. Auntie, we have to abide by the rules of the game. Don't rush to answer questions I didn't ask. I'm sorry. I was rude. He Muyun nodded. If your life is threatened one day, will you tell anyone else about young mistress's whereabouts? Auntie, you have to tell the truth. Lying will make your nose grow longer, Wang Jingyang said with a smile. I won't. He Muyun answered without any hesitation. Do you love young mistress? Wang Jingyang asked again. She's my life. She's everything to me. He Muyun said. Huh, Auntie, you're like a real mother, Wang Jingyang teased. I've always thought of myself as a mother, He Muyun said. Auntie, if you didn't tell anyone, why would anyone come to find trouble with me? I hate it when people lie to me. Wang Jingyang sighed. I don't know. He Muyun shook her head. Yes, Auntie. Our game is over. Let's go back and rest. It's getting cold. Wang Jingyang looked at He Muyun emotionlessly. When He Muyun raised her head, Wang Jingyang had already disappeared into the darkness. It was as though he had never appeared. Everything was like a dream. Cloud Manor, after Lin Yen washed up, she lay on the bed and played with her phone. She had just started the game when she saw Riches and Honor's ID. Get rich Lin, where the F***ck are you? I called you just now, but your phone has been shut down because you owe money. Don't you have money to pay? A moment later, Wealthy Dog sent a message. Riches and Honor whined, Lin Yen, damn you. You're so stingy. You know that I owe money, yet you can't even bear to pay me 20 yuan. Lin Yen sneered coldly at Wang Jingyang's message. Young man, if you want me to pay for your call, you're dreaming. Did she have to wait a few days to pay up when she ran out of phone money? Get Rich Lin said, come on, I'll take you flying. Riches and Honor replied, I just remembered that I have something to do. Get Rich Lin, if I lose, I'll pay you 1,000 yuan. If I win, you give me 100 yuan. Riches and Honor replied, oh, I just remembered that I have nothing to do. Come on then. Chapter 945. Get Rich Lin replied, boss, hold on. I'll get someone else. I'll be done soon. It's the same with one or two. It's better to have another boss, then I can earn double the money. Hee hee. She was really smart. Lin Yen clicked on Pei Yutong's ID in the game. Pei Yutong's WeChat ID was this car isn't going to kindergarten, while his in-game ID was this car isn't going to kindergarten. This naughty kid didn't have a normal ID. Lin Yen glanced at Pei Yutong's profile picture, which was dark, so she typed on WeChat. Misty City amid the setting sun typed, boss, do you want me to help you fly? My king is sneaky. This car isn't going to kindergarten typed, I've sent you a message, but the other party rejected it. Lin Yen stared speechlessly at Pei Yutong's message and typed, I'll help you advance. If I lose, I'll give you 1,000 yuan. If I win, you'll give me 100 yuan. This car isn't going to kindergarten typed, F***ck. Daddy, did someone hack your account? Lin Yen replied with a voice message, no, thanks. This car isn't going to kindergarten, typed, then why are you suddenly giving me money? Misty City amid the setting sun was speechless, Lin Yen was speechless. Those consecutive defeats had really been an accident. I wasn't the one who had cheated you. It was your big brother. Misty City amid the setting sun typed, so do you want it or not? This car isn't going to kindergarten, typed, yes, yes, yes. Daddy, how could I reject your free money? I'm coming. Wait for me. Pei Yutong logged into the game. Lin Yen added them to the same team and started to match them. The three of them turned on the voice chat. Pei Yutong and Wang Jingyang had been together with Lin Yen before, so they were familiar with each other. When they met again, they started to chat. Pei Yutong asked curiously, "Brother, what did she offer you? Why are you still willing to come?" Wang Jingyang replied, "If I lose, she will pay me 1,000 yuan per round." Pei Yutong replied, "What? You too?" She agreed to pay me 1,000 yuan per round. Daddy, aren't you going to lose all your money today? Pei Yutong asked Lin Yen. Lin Yen chuckled softly and rubbed her palms together. I told you that it was an accident. I'll fly you right away. However, I'll say the ugly words first. Don't drag me down. Let's end this quickly. Time is money. Pei Yutong replied, Daddy, with your skills, do you think I can hold you back? Lin Yen inhaled deeply. For the sake of her future business, she had to be more serious and prove herself. Soon, it was time to choose a hero. Wang Jingyang was afraid that Lin Yen would choose Kai Wenji again. Before Lin Yen could react, he had chosen Kai Wenji. Pei Yutong chose the sorcerer in the middle lane, Zhong Kuei. Lin Yen had chosen armor to hunt in the jungle. In honor of kings, Kai had a nickname, Kai Daddy. It was obvious that Lin Yen had chosen this hero to show off her skills. Pei Yutong was surprised to see that Lin Yen had chosen this hero. Lin Yen had always chosen Kai Wenji when she had been tricked. He hadn't expected that she would choose such a flashy hero this time. Oh my god! If Kai Wenji could trick them so badly, would they be tricked even worse this time? There was still a chance that they could salvage the situation if they chose to hunt in the jungle. That would be a disaster. Lin Yan's window faced the pool. She held her phone in her hand as she leaned against a chair beside the floor-to-ceiling window. The water in the pool shimmered and reflected the sunlight. Lin Yan was waiting leisurely for the game to finish loading when she caught sight of Pei Yucheng walking toward the pool. Chapter 946. Lin Yen was leisurely waiting for the game to finish loading when she caught a glimpse of Pei Yucheng walking towards the pool. Pei Yucheng seemed to have a habit of swimming. However, she had been too busy and seldom stayed home during the day, so she had never seen him. Pei Yucheng was only wearing a loose bathrobe. Before Lin Yen could react, the man took off his bathrobe and tossed it on the chair, revealing his slim waist, long, slender legs, and beautiful, toned stomach. Cough. 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 Lin Yen coughed violently when she saw the sudden turn of events. Her first reaction was to avert her gaze and avoid looking at indecent things. However, he failed after trying. She couldn't move her eyes at all. Lin Yen pondered for a moment. That wasn't right. Why couldn't she look? He was her boyfriend. The boyfriend that she had wooed personally. She could look at him openly. Suddenly, she heard the crisp sound of the system's notification, First Blood, First Blood. Lin Yen snapped out of her daze and glanced at her phone. She hadn't realized when the hero she had controlled had run too far. She had run into the enemy's defense tower and been killed by it. The enemy had stabbed her and killed her. Lin Yen was speechless, Wang Jingyang was speechless, Pei Yutong was speechless. There was an awkward silence in the game. Wang Jingyang and Pei Yutang had a lingering fear when they saw the familiar interface of the game. They regretted agreeing to play with Lin Yan again for the sake of the 1,000 yuan. They cautiously crept to the line and waited for the minions. In the end, they watched helplessly as Lin Yan ran all the way to the enemy's defense tower. She didn't stop and rushed into the tower. The tower attacked her until she was left with a sliver of health. Then, the enemy killed her and killed her. Everything happened so quickly that the two of them didn't even have time to shout. Lin Yan's opening gambit had shocked them. Wang Jingyang said, "I regret it. Can I not take the 1,000 yuan?" Pei Yutang replied, "I don't want it either. Is my life worth 1,000 yuan? No way. I want more money." Wang Jingyang was speechless. "Lin Yan, what's wrong with you? What did we do to offend you? Isn't it enough for you to beat us 12 times in a row? Now that you've finally chosen a normal hero, you're actually going to die in the tower. Have you been possessed by a ghost?" He had played games with Lin Yan often, so he knew how good she was. Lin Yan had been behaving strangely recently, so Wang Jingyang couldn't help but feel puzzled. Lin Yan was speechless. She had no idea how to explain herself. Last time, she was possessed by a ghost, but this time, she really wasn't. This time, it was just lust clouding his heart. Lin Yan coughed softly and rubbed her nose. "I saw a handsome guy and got distracted." "Let's continue." Pei Yutang felt that something was amiss. Wasn't she with Big Brother? Where did this handsome guy come from? Wang Jingyang was speechless. What kind of handsome guy can distract you in the game? Lin Yan stroked her chin as she maneuvered her hero back to the jungle. Her eyes couldn't help but wander in the direction of the pool. Chapter 948. Lin Yan and Pei Yucheng curled up on the couch in the living room with their phones in hand. In just a few moments, Lin Yan was hovering between life and death. Lin Yan had switched off her phone when Pei Yucheng had come over, so she hadn't heard Pei Yutang and Wang Jingyang's cries. Ahem. Let me finish this round first. I'll pull you into the game after this. Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yucheng as her fingers flew across the keyboard. Watch how I play first, okay? Pei Yucheng put down his phone and inched closer to Lin Yan's screen. How dare this fellow act so arrogantly in front of me? I'm going to kill him. Wait for me to use my ultimate skill. Lin Yan was about to show off her skills in front of Pei Yucheng. However, her fingers trembled when she sensed his aura. In an instant, she sent another head flying. Lin Yan stared at the black screen and coughed awkwardly. It was a mistake. My hand slipped. This car is going to kindergarten, typed. The other team is so fat. Daddy, are you rearing pigs? Riches and honor, typed. If you hang up now, we'll still be brothers. This car is going to kindergarten, typed. Daddy, why did you turn off your voice chat and start killing people? I know. I finally know. Are you afraid to face us because you have a guilty conscience? Daddy, tell me. How much money did the other team give you? Why are you acting like this? You don't even care about our father-son relationship anymore. Lin Yan was exasperated as she read Pei Yutang and Wang Jingyang's messages. Her character had been revived in the game. Lin Yan inhaled deeply and forced herself to ignore Pei Yucheng's interference. She decided that she had to do her best this time. Lin Yan explained to Pei Yucheng as she operated the game. Look, we are too far behind the other team in terms of numbers and level. We won't be able to defeat them, so I need to lay low and save some money. Pei Yucheng's arm rested on the back of Lin Yan's chair as he watched her operate the game. How are we going to save money? I don't think the manager will be able to catch up with you if we just focus on killing monsters. Lin Yan nodded. You're right. I have to level up as soon as possible. However, killing monsters isn't enough. So, let's go to Pei Yutong's place. Hence, Lin Yan maneuvered her hero and dashed towards Pei Yutong's lane to snatch his minions. Pei Yutong had been diligently farming soldiers when he saw Lin Yan trying to steal his money. He was so infuriated that he nearly burst into tears. This bus is going to kindergarten, my minions. My money. Daddy. It's fine that you made me hover between life and death, but you even wanted to dirty my minions. From today onwards, I will sever all ties with you. Lin Yan typed in the game, since you have no use for it, why don't you give it to me? You're the main attacker, but you haven't even killed a single person. What's the point of keeping you? Pei Yutong was furious. Chapter 949. Wang Jingyang was supporting the archer at the bottom lane. When he saw Lin Yan running over, he ignored the archer's curses and started to farm minions. He even typed arrogantly in the team chat. Kai Wenji, follow me. Don't run around. What's the use of following a piece of trash? Wang Jingyang wanted to beat her to death when he heard her shameless words. How dare you say that? How dare you say that? The support would usually follow and protect the strongest person. Lin Yan had sent someone to 3 lanes, yet she still wanted the support to follow her. How could he not be infuriated? As expected, the archer was about to go crazy with anger. There were all sorts of comments in the team chat. Get rich, Lin typed, Kai Wenji, hurry up and follow me. What are you waiting for? Wang Jingyang didn't want to follow Lin Yan, but he didn't dare disobey her. He could only follow her with his short legs, humiliated. Lin Yan snatched 3 lanes of minions. During this period, enemies tried to kill her, but she ran away. When they stopped chasing her, she continued to farm minions. Soon, she caught up. Lin Yan rubbed her palms together and told Pei Yutong, it's almost time. I'm going to kill someone. Watch me later. Oh yeah, I forgot that you like to play with Kai Wenji. Watch me teach Kai Wenji later, okay? Pei Yutong picked up a pillow and placed it behind Lin Yan's waist so that she could lean more comfortably. When Pei Yutong placed the pillow, his body inevitably moved closer. Lin Yan instinctively raised her head and her eyes landed on the man. Then, she met a pair of gentle eyes. Pei Yutong hadn't changed yet. He was still wearing the loose bathrobe. Lin Yan's eyes trailed down and met the man's bare chest. It was a lazy afternoon, and she and Pei Yutong were snuggling together on the sofa. They had never been so intimate before. It was only then that Lin Yan realized how close they were to each other. The temperature in the air seemed to be rising. It seemed like ever since she had won Pei Yutong's heart, his attitude toward her had changed subtly. He no longer treated her with respect. He might even break through the gap that he had never been able to before. When Lin Yan had first met this man, she hadn't dared to believe that their relationship would come to this one day. First blood. First kill, double kill. Double kill, the game screen turned black for the umpteenth time. Lin Yan and Wang Jingyang had both died. Lin Yan and Wang Jingyang's deaths had a huge impact on the team. As the battle progressed, it took longer for them to respawn. Now that they had lost 2 members, their opponents seized the opportunity to attack the tower. The remaining 3 people on Lin Yan's side couldn't stop them at all. In the end, they could only watch helplessly as they were pushed to the high ground. Defeat, failed. On the game screen, the word failed was displayed, lost. She personally went to fight, but she actually lost. Chapter 950. Pei Yutong didn't retort. Instead, he gazed at her and said dotingly, yes, it's my fault. Lin Yan was in a daze when she heard that. It was as though she had returned to the first time she had met Pei Yutong. When she had woken up in Pei Yucheng's bed, Pei Yucheng had just come out of the bathroom. She couldn't think at all when she saw the scene before her. It was exactly the same situation now. I lost 2,000 yuan. 2,000 yuan. Lin Yan was heartbroken. Indeed, dating was too expensive. Although her heart ached, Lin Yan still kept her word. According to their agreement, she transferred 1,000 yuan to Pei Yutong and Wang Jingyang respectively. Wang Jingyang swiftly received the money and sent Lin Yan a message. Lin Yan, damn you. So, you insisted on me following you so that you could drag me down with you? Tell me clearly how much money the other party gave you. I want half of the compensation for my mental distress. Pei Yutong's message came as well. What kind of handsome guy could make you suffer like this? Can you let me broaden my horizons? Lin Yan ignored Wang Jingyang's message. When she saw Pei Yutong's message, she video called him. Pei Yutong picked up the call and glared at Lin Yan with righteous indignation. What? Don't expect me to call you father again, I tell you. Lin Yan rolled her eyes at him. Nothing. Don't you want to know what kind of handsome guy I tricked? I'll show you. Lin Yan shifted the video to Pei Yucheng. Pei Yucheng appeared on the screen. Pei Yutong stared at the handsome face on the screen. His hair was slightly messy, and his bathrobe was loose, revealing his chest. His brain stopped working. Big brother? Do you have any other questions? Lin Yan glared at him, as though she was saying, who can take this? Pei Yutong swallowed his saliva. No. No problem. Sorry for disturbing you. After that, he hung up the video call with a beep. After sending Pei Yutong away, Lin Yan glanced at Pei Yucheng. Oh yeah, when are you leaving? Pei Zhe had been delayed by something, so Pei Yucheng hadn't returned to the old mansion yet. Tomorrow morning, Pei Yucheng replied. So fast? But you haven't fully recovered. Lin Yan frowned unconsciously. Something might have happened at home. I have to go back. Pei Yucheng nodded. Be careful then, Lin Yan replied thoughtfully. Lin Yan felt that it was inevitable for an evolved family like the Pei family to have internal strife. Previously, she had specifically asked Xing Chen about the Pei family's headquarters. For example, Pei Zhe usually did not reveal himself, but he seemed to be secretly planning something. He had not completely let go of the Pei family's inheritance. Although Pei Yucheng was exiled, he couldn't be underestimated. The headquarters of the Pei family hadn't forgotten Pei Yucheng either. Xing Chen suspected that Pei Zhe had come this time to reach an agreement with Pei Yucheng or to rope him in. Lin Yan wasn't aware of the Pei family's internal strife, nor did she care. However, for some reason, Pei Yucheng was about to leave Cloud Manor and head to the Pei family's headquarters with Pei Zhe. She felt a little uneasy. Lin Yan had had this feeling several times, and every time, something would happen. Hence, she was a little worried about Pei Yucheng heading to the Pei family's headquarters. Are you worried about me? Pei Yucheng's deep eyes met Lin Yan's. Lin Yan coughed softly and mumbled, how can I not be worried about my boyfriend who I spent so much effort to woo? Anyway, you have to be careful when you go back. End of this chapter. If it was just a hunter's guild, it would not matter. However, the appearance of these people made Wang Jingyang wary. Of the long, yang. Wang Jingyang mumbled. A moment later, he disappeared. End of this chapter. Chapter 952. Lin Yan had been worried about Pei Yucheng ever since he had left. Lin Yan would video call Pei Yucheng every once in a while. No matter what Pei Yucheng was doing, he would pick up Lin Yan's call immediately. Lin Yan had even seen Pei Yucheng attending a meeting at the Pei family's headquarters. She had accidentally seen many young members of the Pei family. Lin Yan was so frightened that she quickly hung up, afraid that she would disturb him. Lin Yan heaved a sigh of relief when she saw that nothing had happened to Pei Yucheng. She shifted her focus to the Aurora team. Currently, the development of the Aurora team wasn't looking good. Not many professional racers were willing to join a small team that had just been established. Mo Shuyun was the only one who had managed to convince a few racers to join him. Other than going to the company, Lin Yan would visit her grandfather at the hospital from time to time. Her grandfather hadn't woken up yet, but he wasn't in any danger either. Things were looking good. "Sister, go back and rest. I'll take care of grandfather." In the ward, He Lufeng glanced at Lin Yan, who was sitting by the bed. Lin Yan glanced at He Lufeng. "What do you mean?" He Lufeng chuckled awkwardly. "Sister, it was just an accident. Do you really think that I'm not filial?" Before Lin Yan could continue, her phone rang. Lin Yan whipped out her phone and saw that it was her mother, He Muyun. Lin Yan answered the call immediately. "Xiaoyan, are you free?" He Muyun's voice came through the phone. "Mom, I'm free." "What happened?" asked Lin Yan softly. "Nothing much. If you have time, come home for dinner," replied He Muyun gently. Lin Yan suddenly recalled that she hadn't been home for a long time. "Okay, I'll head over now." After Lin Yan hung up, she glanced at He Lufeng and said, "Look after grandfather. I have something to attend to. I have to go." He Lufeng nodded eagerly. "Sister, go ahead. I'll take care of grandfather. Don't worry." Lin Yan was speechless. It was precisely because he was watching that she couldn't be at ease. "Okay." After leaving the hospital, Lin Yan drove back to He Muyun's place. He Muyun stood at the door, wearing an apron. She grinned at Lin Yan. "Xiaoyan, I don't need anything. Why did you buy so many things when you're going home?" He Muyun asked when she saw the shopping bags in Lin Yan's hands. "I was passing by a mall and saw a few coats that suit you." Lin Yan chuckled softly as she followed He Muyun into the house. Lin Yan knew her mother very well. She was a thrifty person, so He Muyun would never buy anything that wasn't necessary. Hence, Lin Yan bought it when she saw a suitable one. Lin Yan had just placed her things down when the aroma of food assaulted her nostrils. "Mom, what did you cook?" Lin Yan grinned at He Muyun. "They're all your favorites," He Muyun said. "Aunt Yun, are you done yet? I'm starving to death." Before Lin Yan could respond, the man's voice rang out. Chapter 954. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched when she heard Wang Jingyang. She had to admit that Wang Jingyang had a vivid imagination. "I'm not just interested in your beauty. I'm also after your money," replied Lin Yan. "On account of our years of brotherhood, why don't I give in to you? Anyway, tigresses have a tough life. I'm a lone star, and you're a tigress with a tough life. We're a perfect match. What do you think?" Wang Jingyang suddenly sat up and undid one of the buttons on his shirt. She had to admit that if Wang Jingyang hadn't said anything, he wouldn't have been so shameless. This scene could indeed mesmerize thousands of girls. It was indeed tempting. A second later, Wang Jingyang's wails echoed in the room. "Lin Yan, damn you. You're indeed a tigress. Hey, don't pull my ear. Who are you calling a tigress? Doggy, you've grown up." Lin Yan sneered coldly. "The grass on the grave of the last person who called me a tigress was more than a meter tall. I'm sorry. I'm a tigress." Wang Jingyang begged for mercy. Lin Yan only released Wang Jingyang when he begged for mercy. Lin Yan, I'm such a handsome man, yet you're not tempted. Do you dislike men? If you don't like men, just tell me. I'll change my personality. It's such a big deal. Wang Jingyang rubbed his ear. Doggy, don't tell me you really like me. I told you that I have a boyfriend. Lin Yan grinned. Ha ha ha. Wang Jingyang suddenly chuckled as his eyes darkened. To you, I'm just a witness. I don't have any romantic feelings for you. We're just friends. Lin Yan and Wang Jingyang's eyes met. For some reason, Lin Yan felt that Wang Jingyang seemed different now, be it in the way he spoke or the way he looked at her. Before Wang Jingyang could finish, Lin Yan grabbed him by the ear. F***CK. Lin Yan. What's wrong with you? Wang Jingyang exclaimed in shock. Why are you pretending to be so profound? Lin Yan sneered coldly. Wang Jingyang, who's pretending to be profound? I'm being serious. Let me tell you, Lin Yan, do you really think that I'm interested in you? Even if you strip naked in front of me, I won't be interested. Wang Jingyang gritted his teeth. Doggy, are you itching for a beating? Lin Yan sneered coldly. Let me tell you, Lin Yan. My feelings for you can only be described in a poem, Wang Jingyang said. My lover rode a bamboo horse and circled the bed with green plums. Living together for a long time, there's no grudge between the two. Who's your childhood sweetheart? Who's your childhood friend? How dare you say that you have no ulterior motives? Find out what this poem means, replied Lin Yan. Fine, fine, fine. I'm afraid of you. I'll be like a stranger to you then. I'll stay away from you, all right? Wang Jingyang said. Before Lin Yan could respond, He Muyun walked out of the kitchen with the dishes. Auntie Yun, look. You saw Chang Wei hitting Lai Fu the moment you came out. Wang Jingyang hurriedly told He Muyun. He Muyun's eyes trailed to Lin Yan as she frowned. Xiaoyan, why are you bullying Jingyang again? Mom, did I bully him? Lin Yan was fuming with rage. Clearly, it was this Lai Fu who acted like a hooligan first. His mouth was full of vicious words, and he even said that he wanted her to strip naked to see if he was interested. Look, was this something a human would say? Chapter 955. Aunt Yun, your daughter coveted my beauty. She hit me when I objected. Wang Jingyang snorted. Before Lin Yan could speak, He Muyun frowned and said, Xiaoyan, don't bully Jingyang. Lin Yan was speechless, she had no choice but to let go of him. Pup, just you wait. Wait and see how I teach you a lesson when we leave this house. Lin Yan whispered softly into Wang Jingyang's ear. Xiaoyan, what are you whispering about? Asked He Muyun. Mom, nothing. I'm just apologizing to Wang Jingyang. Lin Yan grinned. Aunt Yun, your daughter said that she will continue to beat me up when I leave this house, replied Wang Jingyang. Lin Yan was speechless. Xiaoyan, stop fooling around. Let's eat, said He Muyun. Okay. Lin Yan nodded. Halfway through the meal, He Muyun asked Lin Yan, Xiaoyan, how have you been recently? Instinctively, Lin Yan replied, Mom, don't worry about me. I'm fine. The team is doing fine too. Yes. Apart from work? He Muyun asked with a hidden meaning. Except for work? Lin Yan was startled, as she didn't understand what He Muyun was trying to say. Xiaoyan, did you offend anyone recently? Did anything happen? He Muyun asked after some time. Lin Yan's expression changed when she heard He Muyun. Many things had happened recently, but how could her mom know? Lin Yan instantly thought that it could be He Lifeng. Mom, don't listen to Xiaofan. Nothing happened, explained Lin Yan. It has nothing to do with Xiaofan. He didn't say anything, replied He Muyun. It wasn't Xiaofan? Lin Yan was puzzled. If it wasn't He Lifeng, who else could it be? Wang Jingyang remained silent as he stared at Lin Yan. Recently, Wang Jingyang had been feeling very strange. He had been hiding with Lin Yan all these years, and nothing had happened. However, a few days ago, the thing that he had been most worried about had happened. Wang Jingyang suspected that someone had leaked Lin Yan's identity. There were two people who knew Lin Yan's identity. One was him, and the other was He Muyun. Wang Jingyang had suspected He Muyun, but after his investigation, this matter shouldn't have anything to do with He Muyun. However, if it had nothing to do with He Muyun, there might be a third person who knew. He had asked Lin Yan to come today because he wanted He Muyun to probe Lin Yan. Perhaps, she could find some clues. However, after searching for a while, there was still no useful information. Wang Jingyang suspected everyone around Lin Yan, including Pei Yucheng. No matter who it was, if he touched his bottom line, Lin Yan, you mentioned that you have a boyfriend. Is that true? Does he like you? Is he plotting something? You have to be careful. A moment later, Wang Jingyang chuckled. Lin Yan glanced at Wang Jingyang. Of course I have a motive. Can't I covet my beauty? Wang Jingyang fell into silence. Pei Yucheng was very dangerous. If he got rid of him, would Lin Yan be sad? Would she blame him? Chapter 958. Sir, if you need anything, I, Qin Huan, am willing to risk my life for you. I don't know who your enemy is, but just give me the order, and I'll be ready to die. Qin Huan said solemnly. However, before Qin Huan could say anything, Wang Jingyang's expression changed, and he looked around. At that moment, Qin Huan's expression changed as well. What a strong mental oppression. Qin Huan looked around cautiously. It's my enemy, Wang Jingyang said. Instantly, Wang Jingyang was astonished. His enemy was so powerful? What kind of spiritual evolved human was that? Sir, you go first. Qin Huan stood up immediately and said to Wang Jingyang. What a joke. You think you can hide behind me? Wang Jingyang looked at Qin Huan and sneered. Before Qin Huan could speak, the ground shook as if a natural disaster was coming. In the next second, the place where Wang Jingyang was standing collapsed. Qin Huan saw that Wang Jingyang's legs were gripped tightly by a pair of pale, giant palms. No matter how hard Wang Jingyang tried, he could not escape from the giant palms. Almost instinctively, Qin Huan sucked in a cold breath. He looked at the monster hidden deep underground in disbelief. What? What? What kind of monster is this? Qin Huan's expression changed suddenly. Even though Qin Huan was an evolved human, he had never seen such a strange monster. Mutated evolved human. Wang Jingyang gritted his teeth. Qin Huan panicked. How could he think about mutated evolved human? All he could think about was what he should do. Qin Huan. Save me. In the next second, Qin Huan, whose face had turned pale, heard the sound of bones breaking. Wang Jingyang's legs had actually been broken by the monster underground. Sir. Qin Huan's eyes turned red. He took out a dagger from his waist and leaped to Wang Jingyang's side. He stabbed the dagger at the pair of giant palms. However, Qin Huan's stab caused the surrounding scenery to shatter like a mirror that had fallen from the sky. Everything was like a dream. When Qin Huan came back to his senses, he looked around. Wang Jingyang stood in the distance, unharmed. The ground did not collapse, and the so-called monster was nowhere to be seen. This. Qin Huan's face was filled with shock as he subconsciously looked around. What happened just now? It's an illusion. Wang Jingyang said after a long while. Illusion? Qin Huan was slightly taken aback. Qin Huan, if that dagger of yours helps me, this illusion will disappear. However, if that dagger of yours stabs me. The corners of Wang Jingyang's lips curled up slightly. In reality, you will use that dagger to stab your neck. Sir, you doubt me? You don't believe me? Wang Jingyang stared at Wang Jingyang, dumbfounded. Wang Jingyang chuckled and shook his head. I've never trusted anyone. Yes, sir. Qin Huan put away his dagger and nodded. I want you to kill Pei Yucheng, Wang Jingyang said after some time. Qin Huan shuddered at Wang Jingyang's words. Why? You can't bear to part with me? Wang Jingyang asked. No. Sir, it's not that I don't want to. It's just that, given my abilities, assassinating Brother Yu Pei Yucheng would be akin to committing suicide. I don't mind dying, but Pei Yucheng is a suspicious person. I'm afraid that he will investigate you, sir, Qin Huan said hastily. End of this chapter. Qin Huan, I hope that you will repent and not repeat your mistakes. Brother Yu has been good to us. Xing Chen glanced at Qin Huan. Qin Huan was silent for a moment when he heard this. He immediately walked forward and blocked Wang Jingyang's side. Wang Jingyang, forgive me for not being able to comply. My life was given by this lord. Without him, there would not be a Qin Huan. You and I should each serve our respective masters. Qin Huan, you know that you are no match for me. Don't court death. Xing Chen hissed coldly. Xing Chen, cut the crap. If you kill me today, I won't blame you for being inferior. Do it. Qin Huan whipped out a dagger. Chapter 960. Alright, you said it yourself. Xing Chen hissed. Qin Huan, don't blame me for being so stubborn. Meanwhile, at Cloud Manor, Sister Yen. Lin Yen, who was stroking the cat, was startled by Ling Yu. Ling Yu? Lin Yen frowned at the panting Ling Yu. What's wrong? Calm down. Sister Yen. Save. Xing Chen. Ling Yu's eyes reddened. Huh? Lin Yen was dumbfounded. Before Lin Yen could respond, Ling Yu passed the phone to her. It was a video that Xing Chen had sent her. In the video, Qin Huan was talking to a man in a black robe. The scene changed. Qin Huan asked, Xing Chen, you. How did this happen? Xing Chen replied, Qin Huan, how dare you betray Brother Yu? At this point, the video had already ended. What? What happened? Lin Yen was shocked. Xing Chen found out that Qin Huan betrayed Brother Yu, so he sent me this video. Something serious must have happened. Sister Yen, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that Xing Chen won't be able to come back. Ling Yu replied. Is Qin Huan a match for Xing Chen? Lin Yen asked with a frown. I don't think so. Ling Yu shook her head. However, we can't be sure of the black-robed man's identity or what rank he is. 2 against 1, Xing Chen will definitely be in trouble. Sister Yen, please get Brother Yu back. I'm afraid it'll be too late. Ling Yu's eyes were misty. F***CK. Lin Yen gritted her teeth. Why are you still shouting? He's at the Pei family's headquarters. Even if he flies back, it'll be too late. What should we do then? Ling Yu panicked. I'm familiar with this place. Lin Yen fell into deep thought. Although Lin Yen didn't know what had happened, she was certain of one thing. Xing Chen must have met with some kind of danger. Lin Yen dialed a number. Speak. Xiao Yao's voice rang out. Boss, this is an emergency. A life is at stake. Lin Yen replied. Boom. A deafening sound broke the silence of the night. Qin Huan was sent flying by Xing Chen's punch. Qin Huan, I've said it before. You're no match for me. Xing Chen glanced at Qin Huan. Qin Huan's face was pale as he clutched his chest. Xing Chen's gaze landed on Wang Jingyang's side. Now, do you want to come with me, or do you want me to break your limbs and take you with me? Wang Jingyang stared at Xing Chen and smiled. Well. Little guy, you're pretty strong. Little fellow? The corner of Xing Chen's mouth twitched slightly, and his gaze instantly turned cold. You're courting death. Qin Huan's expression changed drastically when he saw Xing Chen attacking Wang Jingyang. Don't. Xing Chen, stop right now. You will die. As Xing Chen punched out, Wang Jingyang stood in the garden, not moving a single step. Seeing this, a look of disdain appeared in Xing Chen's eyes. He was just an F-class evolutionary. How could he avoid his attack? He was very curious as to why Qin Huan was with such a person and what was he plotting with an F-class evolutionary. However, all of this was no longer important. He would try to persuade Qin Huan, but brother, you would deal with this man personally. Xing Chen's punch was extremely powerful, and the sound of wind breaking could be heard incessantly. Xing Chen was confident that the man in front of him would only be half dead. Chapter 961. Xing Chen. Not far away, Qin Huan was furious. He had underestimated his opponent. He had underestimated Wang Jingyang, that man. How could he possibly deal with him? He was courting death. He would die. At that moment, Xing Chen's fist force was unstoppable. It headed straight for Wang Jingyang. The terrifying physical strength of an evolved being swept in all directions. The gravel on the ground floated in the air. Bang! However, at the last second before Wang Jingyang was hit, Wang Jingyang took a step back and seemed to have dodged Xing Chen's attack with great difficulty. Seeing that his attack had missed, Xing Chen frowned. You're quite lucky. Xing Chen looked at Wang Jingyang and said expressionlessly. Yes, it's all right. Yesterday, I played mahjong and got 2 kings and 4 twos in Fight the Landlord. Wang Jingyang smiled. Oh, it seems like your luck is about to run out. Xing Chen's voice became colder. However, from your tone and expression, it seems like you don't care about me. Wang Jingyang smiled. I just don't care about your size. You really won't shed a tear until you see your coffin. I'll let you see just how big the gap between evolvers is. Xing Chen's eyes glinted coldly. A mere F-class evolved being dared to look down on his size. In an instant, Xing Chen's aura was like a raging blizzard, and also like raging waves. In the darkness of the night, it was as if his body had been stained with a trace of moonlight. Sensing Xing Chen's full power, Qin Huan, who was not far away, also felt a great deal of pressure. Xing Chen had evolved again. Moreover, he had not used his full power when fighting him just now. Feel despair, and then die. Xing Chen roared furiously and immediately swung his palm towards Wang Jingyang. Heh, not bad. But, is this despair? Wang Jingyang's lips curled up slightly. Seems like you've never felt true despair. As Wang Jingyang's voice fell, a terrifying genetic aura spread from Wang Jingyang's body. It was like the pressure at the bottom of the endless sea, sweeping in all directions. The moment Xing Chen sensed this aura, he froze on the spot. From his limbs to his bones, it was as if they were trembling. In 2 breaths' time, Xing Chen's entire body was drenched in cold sweat. Monster! At this moment, Xing Chen's heart was beating wildly, and he subconsciously wanted to run away. However, his body was unable to move due to boundless fear. I will die. Run, run. Run for your lives. Xing Chen's entire body was trembling, but no matter how hard he tried, he was unable to move. Wang Jingyang stood in the garden, not moving even half a step. The cold smile on his face was like that of a venomous snake, frightening to the soul. The man in the loose black robe was like a living god of death. As long as he was willing, his life could be taken away at any time. In the nick of time, Xing Chen used all his strength to take out the dagger and stabbed it into the back of his hand. Immense pain assaulted him, and only then did Xing Chen regain a shred of reason and expel the unbearable fear. Run! Xing Chen was about to flee. However, Wang Jingyang was even faster. In the next second, Wang Jingyang grabbed Xing Chen by the neck and lifted him into the air. Little guy, have you felt despair? Wang Jingyang's eyes were cold. End of this chapter. Chapter 962. Xing Chen's face was red, and he couldn't breathe. Bang! Xing Chen didn't know where he got the courage to punch Wang Jingyang in the face. To Xing Chen's disbelief, Wang Jingyang wasn't hurt at all. He merely furrowed his eyebrows. Ah! In the next second, Xing Chen let out a miserable howl that made people feel uneasy. His right hand had been broken by Wang Jingyang. Xing Chen's pale face had turned ghastly pale. Xing Chen, Qin Huan gritted his teeth. He wanted to save Xing Chen, but he didn't have the courage to do so. That man wasn't Pei Yucheng. He wasn't kind at all. He was an Asura who walked the mortal world from head to toe, a self-centered, arrogant demon. Human life wasn't worth mentioning at all. There was no doubt in Qin Huan's mind that if he tried to save Xing Chen right now, not only Xing Chen, but even he, would be killed. Ah! Up ahead, Xing Chen's miserable screams continued to ring out. Sir! Qin Huan suppressed the fear in his heart as he forced himself to stand up and walk toward Wang Jingyang. What? What's the matter? Wang Jingyang glanced at Qin Huan, who was walking over slowly. Sir, can you let him live? I promise that he won't tell anyone about what happened today. Qin Huan said. You promise? Wang Jingyang glanced at Qin Huan. So you're pleading for him? Sir. I. Qin Huan inhaled deeply, but his heart was beating faster and faster. Qin Huan. Don't care about me. Xing Chen looked at Qin Huan with difficulty. Qin Huan was speechless. Qin Huan. You are in cahoots with the abyss. In the end, you will be devoured by the abyss. Xing Chen continued. Kid, you're so talkative. Wang Jingyang chuckled softly as he flipped his right palm and threw Xing Chen at his feet. A loud bang was heard. The ground beneath Xing Chen's feet shattered as he fell into the pit. Ouch! Xing Chen spat out a mouthful of blood. Qin Huan wanted to say something, but he didn't dare to. Qin Huan's body trembled as he looked at Xing Chen, who could be killed at any moment. He didn't know what to do. At this moment, Wang Jingyang squatted down and pinched Xing Chen's head with one hand. The corners of his mouth curled up slightly. Let's end this unfair game. Sinking star. Suddenly, Ling Yu rushed out from the darkness. Lin Yen was extremely anxious. She had never imagined that the man in the black robe would be so terrifying. Ling Yu rushed over and saw this scene. What Tom, Dick, and Harry? Compared to this man, they were practically millions of light years. Initially, he wanted to pull Ling Yu back, but he failed to do so. This time, he was probably done for. Lin Yan scanned her surroundings. Why wasn't Xiaoyao here yet? Bastard! How dare you treat Xing Chen like this? Ling Yu's eyes were already red. She raised her hand and slashed at Wang Jingyang. Bang! Wang Jingyang waved his hand. In the next second, Ling Yu's pupils suddenly contracted. It was as if her body had suddenly crashed into a train that was moving at full speed. Wow! Chapter 963. Ling Yu's face was pale. The man's casual wave had almost shattered her internal organs. Ling Yu didn't know when such a terrifying evolved being had appeared in this city. At this moment, Wang Jingyang glanced sideways at Ling Yu and smiled at Qin Huan. It's not easy to meet you. You've brought so much trouble. Qin Huan was speechless. Sir, I've been very careful. I'm not capable enough to observe carefully, Qin Huan said cautiously. It's true that you're not capable enough. Qin Huan said, since you've been discovered by these two people, I'll help you get rid of them. Otherwise, I'm afraid you won't be able to return to the Pei family. Qin Huan's expression changed slightly. He immediately said, Sir, I know them very well. Leave them to me. I will convince them to work for you. Work for me? Wang Jingyang replied expressionlessly, unfortunately, I don't need it. Qin Huan wanted to stop Wang Jingyang's killing intent, but there was nothing he could do. If he continued to speak, not only would he not be able to save Ling Yu and Xing Chen, but he would also have to die here. Although Qin Huan didn't know Wang Jingyang well, he knew that his heart was as deep as the sea. He was unpredictable and ruthless. Wang Jingyang walked over to Ling Yu and Xing Chen and said coldly, You have to see what you shouldn't see and hear what you shouldn't hear. You shouldn't keep those two alive. In secret, Lin Yan was as anxious as an ant on a hot pan. Xing Chen and Ling Yu were about to lose their lives, yet Xiaoyao still hadn't arrived. This boss was too unreliable. He had promised to come to this place. Meanwhile, in a deserted suburb of the capital city, Xiaoyao drove the car and sat in the driver's seat expressionlessly. After stopping the car, Xiaoyao opened the door and surveyed his surroundings in confusion. I'm lost again. Xiaoyao took out his phone and realized that he was getting further and further away from the location that Lin Yan had sent him. His expression turned solemn again. Although Lin Yan was anxious, it was useless. Xiaoyao had yet to appear, so she probably couldn't count on him tonight. But if Xiaoyao didn't come, what else could she do? Although she wasn't familiar with evolved beings' abilities and levels, anyone with a brain would be able to tell that the man in the black robe wasn't someone she could deal with. Reason told her that she absolutely could not go out tonight. Otherwise, even she might lose her life here. However, there was no way she could stand by and watch Xing Chen and Ling Yu lose their lives. Damn, I don't care anymore. Xing Chen and Ling Yu were about to die at the man's hands. Lin Yan rushed forward in a fit of rage. At the critical moment, the evolved power that Lin Yan unleashed was extremely shocking. Her body transformed into a shadow as she leaped into the air and punched the man's back. Seeing another person rush out, Wang Jingyang sneered, too many flies. Wang Jingyang waved his hand. Lin Yan had just approached Wang Jingyang when she felt as though she had fallen into an ice cave. Her movements began to slow down, and an indescribable sense of fear rose in her heart. It was as though the man in front of her was an insurmountable mountain. Just by approaching him, the pressure of the Putian highlands made Lin Yan's heart palpitate. End of this chapter. Chapter 965. So, could it be possible that she was a very powerful evolver, but she did not know about it? Lin Yen had seen with her own eyes how powerful the man in the black robe was. He could cripple Xing Chen with a casual wave of his hand. Besides, Lin Yen had indeed sensed the man's evolved aura, which made it hard for her to breathe. Such a powerful evolved being had been defeated by her twice. Hence, she must be stronger. That's right, she just didn't know how strong she was. In order to verify her thoughts, Lin Yen cautiously walked toward the man who had just crawled up. The man stood rooted to the ground as he watched Lin Yen quietly. "Who are you? What is your motive?" Lin Yen asked coldly as she approached Wang Jingyang. Wang Jingyang was speechless. "Sir, let's mind our own business." "How about that?" Wang Jingyang lowered his voice and spoke to Lin Yen. "Mind our own business?" Lin Yen was startled by Wang Jingyang's words. She carefully analyzed the meaning behind his words. Was he afraid of her? Was he showing weakness by saying that? In the past, Lin Yen would have preferred to stay out of this man's way. However, things were different now. If she was really stronger than this man, why should she stay out of his way? Before Lin Yen could speak, Wang Jingyang added, "I want to know what your relationship is with these people. Why are you standing up for them? They are my friends. What do you think?" Lin Yen replied. "Friends." Wang Jingyang fell into deep thought. He really hadn't known that the little fellow and the girl were Lin Yan's friends. He had miscalculated tonight. He had never imagined that Lin Yen would follow him. Qin Huan. That piece of trash. It was bad enough that he had brought so many people with him, but he had actually brought Lin Yen along as well. "Alright, I'll give you some face. You can take these people away," said Wang Jingyang. Lin Yen had a rough idea of what to do. At that moment, Lin Yen was 100% sure that the man in front of her was afraid of her. Hence, he wasn't her match. "Cut the crap. You haven't answered my question. Who exactly are you? Show me your face." Lin Yen bellowed. "Wang Jingyang." Lin Yen dashed forward when Wang Jingyang fell silent. She grabbed his robe and was about to pull it open. This time, Wang Jingyang pushed Lin Yen away, which was rare for him. Lin Yen didn't back down, so she started to wrestle with Wang Jingyang. In this battle with Lin Yen, Wang Jingyang's hands and feet were tied. He was afraid that he would injure Lin Yen if he wasn't careful. As time went on, he was at a disadvantage and his black robe was almost ripped off by Lin Yen. Lin Yen, on the other hand, had gone from hesitation to confidence during her battle with Wang Jingyang. She could easily beat up such a strong man and even kicked him to the ground several times. Lin Yen realized that she was definitely a super-evolved being that had been severely underestimated. On the surface, she looked like a good-for-nothing, a mere F-level evolved human. But in reality, her ability was huge. It was very likely that her evolved human ability was too strong, causing the machine to be unable to detect it. "Surrender. You're no match for me. Don't force me to be ruthless." Lin Yen glared at Wang Jingyang coldly. Wang Jingyang. Chapter 966. Wang Jingyang wanted to leave, but Lin Yen had no intention of letting him go. Instead, she continued to wrestle with him. Wang Jingyang took a few steps back and glanced at Lin Yen from the corner of his eye. She was really confident. Lin Yen and Wang Jingyang had been fighting for more than 10 minutes. Lingyu, Xing Chen woke up from his coma and frowned at Lingyu, who was sitting beside him. Xing Chen had never imagined that he would still be alive. "How do you feel?" Lingyu glanced at Xing Chen. "I can barely hold on. My hand is broken, but fortunately, it's a mechanical arm. Xing Chen pondered for a moment before replying. Xing Chen's eyes darted to the side and he froze in shock. Lin Yan was fighting with the mysterious black-robed man. Miss Lin Yan. Xing Chen was shocked, and he broke out in a cold sweat. Xing Chen struggled to get up and gritted his teeth. Who asked? Who asked you to come? Miss Lin Yan. Nothing can happen to you. Lie down. Ling Yu grabbed Xing Chen's shoulder and pulled him back. That person is no match for Sister Yan. As Ling Yu's voice fell, Xing Chen's face was filled with confusion. Xiao Yu, are you alright? Why did you start talking nonsense? That man wasn't Lin Yan's match? Was his brain damaged? The mysterious man's evolver power was unfathomable and had reached an unimaginable realm. His body had evolved to the limit. Even evolvers of S-class and above might not be able to break through the defense of his body with such pure gene evolution. Others might not know what level Lin Yan was at, but Xing Chen naturally knew. He could kill an F-class evolved being with one punch, let alone that man. See for yourself, said Ling Yu. Everyone knew the logic, but the truth was right in front of them. Bang! Lin Yan's knee slammed into Wang Jingyang's abdomen, sending him flying. Wang Jingyang made use of the momentum to escape, but Lin Yan stuck to him like a glue. Before Wang Jingyang could take 2 steps, Lin Yan hugged him from behind. Then, he threw Wang Jingyang to the ground with a shoulder throw. Have you had enough fun? Wouldn't it be better if you just left? Why must you force me to act? Wang Jingyang said coldly. Bah! Lin Yan glanced at Wang Jingyang in disdain. You're really thick-skinned. Can't you see how badly I've beaten you up? Do it. Wang Jingyang, don't go too far, Wang Jingyang said. Lin Yan nodded. That's right. It's not appropriate to say that I'm forcing you to attack. Where's your arrogance? Why are you so afraid now? Are you bullying the weak and afraid of the strong? At this moment, Xing Chen's eyes widened and the corner of his mouth twitched. His eyes were filled with disbelief. What was going on? Had he seen a ghost? Or was his brain damaged by the beating? How could Lin Yan possibly defeat that man? Is this true? How could that man be so weak? Xing Chen asked in astonishment. If that man couldn't even defeat Lin Yan, how could he have been beaten up so badly? Let go! Wang Jingyang shouted. In your dreams. Lin Yan grabbed Wang Jingyang's hair from behind and refused to let go. Are you going to let go or not? Wang Jingyang gritted his teeth. Let me see who you are. Lin Yan grabbed Wang Jingyang's black robe and raised her right arm. There was a loud swoosh. Wang Jingyang's black robe was torn off and fluttered in the wind. Chapter 967. Wang Jingyang frowned as Lin Yan tore off his black robe. He waved his palm, and the strong wind forced Lin Yan to retreat. A second later, Wang Jingyang turned around and ran. Lin Yan chased after him hastily. However, Wang Jingyang was too fast. In the blink of an eye, he had disappeared. He ran so fast. Lin Yan was astonished. She might not be able to catch up with him even if she drove. Initially, Lin Yan had wanted to beat him up. However, he was too fast, so she had no choice but to give up. Qin Huan. Lin Yan turned around and surveyed her surroundings. However, Qin Huan was nowhere to be seen. Before Wang Jingyang had escaped, Qin Huan had already slipped away. Sister Yan. He ran away, Ling Yu said weakly as she glanced at Lin Yan. How are you and Xing Chen? Lin Yan hurried forward to check on their injuries. It looked very serious, especially for Xing Chen, whose clothes were already dyed red with blood. "Hold on. I'll call an ambulance for you." Lin Yen whipped out her phone. Before Lin Yen could do anything, Xing Chen suddenly said, "Miss Lin, there's no need, there's no need?" Lin Yen glanced at Xing Chen in surprise. He was so badly injured, yet he said that there was no need to go to the hospital. "Sister Yen, it's hard to explain Xing Chen's injuries to the hospital. Besides, there are doctors in the villa," Ling Yu said softly. Lin Yen fell into deep thought. She naturally understood what Ling Yu meant. It was indeed hard to explain Xing Chen's injuries. "Miss Lin, I'm fine." Xing Chen took a deep breath and told Lin Yen, "I'm a pure physical evolved being. My self-healing ability is very strong." Lin Yen studied Xing Chen and realized that he looked much better than before. "Sister Yen, let's go back first. I'm afraid that person will come back." Ling Yu looked worried. "Come back?" Lin Yen replied nonchalantly, "Don't worry. He wouldn't dare come back. Even if he did, he would be walking into a trap. He's no match for me." Ling Yu was puzzled. She wanted to say something, but she didn't say anything in the end. Ling Yu could swear to the heavens that the man from before was definitely powerful to a level that even she did not understand. With just a wave of his hand, he could easily heavily injure or even destroy her and Xing Chen. Such a powerful man had been defeated by Lin Yen. Furthermore, he had been defeated in such a childish manner. Back then, when Ling Yu was in the Demoness faction, she had seen a battle between powerful evolvers. After seeing it with her own eyes, Ling Yu finally understood what it meant to be a battle between immortals. However, she hadn't been able to tell that the battle between Lin Yen and that man had been like a fight between gods. There were only two possibilities. Firstly, the man wasn't serious about fighting Lin Yen. However, Ling Yu couldn't figure out why. The black-robed man was so vicious. Logically speaking, he wouldn't have let Lin Yen live. The second reason was that Lin Yan's evolved ability was far superior to that of the black-robed man, so it looked very simple. However, Ling Yu had some understanding of Lin Yen. How could Lin Yen have such terrifying evolved power? At most, she was a level F evolved being. Hence, Ling Yu was still in a daze. She felt as though she was in a dream. Although she had seen Lin Yen chase the black-robed man away with her own eyes, it still felt surreal to her. Chapter 968. Xing Chen, you're too weak. You have to cultivate more. Lin Yen stared at Xing Chen for a long time before she spoke in a serious tone. "Miss Lin. I'm weak?" Xing Chen stared at Lin Yen, his face pale. Lin Yen didn't reply immediately. Instead, she scanned Xing Chen from head to toe. "Isn't it obvious?" Ling Yu was speechless. Xing Chen gritted his teeth. "Miss Lin. I'm not weak. That man is too strong." "Strong?" Lin Yen sneered. "I think he's pretty weak too." Xing Chen opened his mouth, wanting to retort. However, he couldn't refute her. Half an hour later, Wang Jingyang emerged from the shadows, his brows furrowed. He had never imagined that Lin Yen would appear out of nowhere. She had almost seen him. If Lin Yen had discovered his identity, he wouldn't have been able to explain himself. Many years ago, he had promised Lin Yen that he wouldn't lie to her again. He didn't want to go back on his word and fail to keep his promise to her. "I've watched the show for long enough. Come out." A moment later, Wang Jingyang's eyes flashed with a hint of coldness as he spoke coldly. Wang Jingyang's voice trailed off. A man and a woman emerged from the shadows. Wang Jingyang's gaze landed on the two of them. After a quick glance, he smiled and said, "Why, do I know the two of you? Wang Jingyang. You used to be the young master of the Mu family. Am I right? The woman stared at Wang Jingyang and chuckled softly. Wang Jingyang grinned. It seems like you know me very well. So, should I address you as Wang Jingyang or young Master Mu Yang? The woman's smile widened. A name is just a code. It's not important. I'm curious as to how you found out about my identity. Which force sent you here to investigate me? Asked Wang Jingyang. It's useless for a person like you who is about to die to ask so many questions. We were indeed hired. However, the person who hired us is not someone that you and your Miss Mu can afford to offend, the woman said indifferently. What else do you know? Asked Wang Jingyang. That Miss Mu shouldn't be dead, right? The man's deep voice could be heard. As the man's voice fell, Wang Jingyang smiled and said, What are you talking about? Miss Mu has been dead for many years. What's there to talk about? Mu Yang, stop pretending. We are not interested in what happened back then. Our mission this time around is to find that Miss Mu. If you are able to hand her over, you can keep your life. Otherwise, not only will Miss Mu die, you will also die, said the woman with a smile. Just as Wang Jingyang was about to say something, the woman continued with a smile, the girl you fought with just now, you held back a lot. Could she be that Miss Mu? Ha! Wang Jingyang chuckled and applauded. Impressive. That's right. That girl is Lin Yen. She is the Miss Mu that you are looking for. Hearing that, the man and the woman looked at each other as if they were communicating with their eyes. After a long time, the woman looked at Wang Jingyang again and said, Young Master Mu, is what you said true? If you're telling the truth, I can guarantee that you'll be spared. After all, the person who hired us wants Miss Mu, not you. It's the truth. Wang Jingyang grinned. Chapter 969. Alright, since you're so sincere, we won't do anything to you today. However, we hope that you won't play any tricks. You should know that no matter where you and Ms. Mu escape to, we're confident that we can find you in the shortest time possible. The woman stared at Wang Jingyang and smiled. Yes, I don't doubt that. However, there's something that bothers me. You two don't seem to know me that well, Wang Jingyang said expressionlessly. As Wang Jingyang's voice trailed off, the woman sneered and said, That's not necessarily the case. Young Master Mu was born in the Mu clan. Almost every descendant of the Mu clan is an innate evolver. Only you, young Master Mu, are special. You were born an ordinary person, so you were treated coldly in the Mu clan. Seeing that Wang Jingyang's expression did not change, the woman continued, After that, young Master Mu, you became a low-level acquired evolver and embarrassed the Mu family again. However, God took pity on you. You and Ms. Mu were chosen by the Holy Land. You passed the assessment and became students of the Holy Land. You even became the disciple of the Holy Land's master. Wang Jingyang smiled and shook his head. I've told you. You don't know me well. Oh? The woman looked at Wang Jingyang meaningfully. Isn't that comprehensive enough? Do you want to hear my story? Wang Jingyang smiled. If you want to tell us, we can listen to it, the woman said. As you said, I was born an ordinary person. I was hated by my family and was abandoned in the wilderness. I was raised by a pack of wolves. Wang Jingyang looked at the man and the woman in front of him and said calmly. It was as if he was talking to an old friend about his unknown past. Raised by a pack of wolves? The man and woman looked at each other when they heard that, and a strange expression appeared in their eyes. He was not eaten by wolves, but he grew up drinking wolf milk. I was supposed to live in the wilderness and be buried there. Fate was too wonderful for words. The Mu family met me. They called me strange, and they called me strange. I became the adopted son of the Mu family, Wang Jingyang said. Young Master Mu isn't his biological son. He's just an adopted son. The woman was deep in thought. They weren't sure about this. In a big evolver family like the Mu family, I am just an adopted son. I do not have a high status, but the Mu family sees me as their own. People laugh at the Mu family for having a young master who is not even an evolver, Han Sen said with a smile. So, young Master Mu became a lowly posthuman in a fit of anger? There was a hint of disdain in the woman's voice. Naturally born evolvers like them did not care about acquired evolvers. Lowly post-human evolvers. The corners of Wang Jingyang's lips curled up slightly. What do you mean by lowly? You are born with good luck and strong genes. Post-human, you need to work harder. How can you be born noble and lowly? Wang Jingyang said expressionlessly. He had never known the difference between nobility and lowliness. He was born lowly, but in the high and mighty Mu family, no one had ever made him feel lowly. We've finished listening to young Master Mu's story. However, we're more interested in Miss Mu. Remember, don't play any tricks. Otherwise, young Master Mu will die a horrible death. The woman glanced at Wang Jingyang and left with the man. So, in your subconscious mind, natural evolvers are definitely stronger than acquired evolvers. Wang Jingyang smiled faintly. Chapter 971. The woman lifted her head to look at Wang Jingyang, her eyes filled with hatred and disgust. Ever since she was born, she was a natural-born evolver with a noble status. She was the moon in her clan and looked down on everything. Those lowly postnatal evolvers had never been in her eyes. To her, the purpose of a postnatal evolved being was to serve the high and mighty natural evolved beings. They were like slaves, sacrificing their lives. In the most ancient evolved being clans, natural evolved beings could even control the life and death of postnatal evolved beings. But in front of her, this postnatal evolver, who was so lowly in her eyes, had called her an ant. Was it an illusion? Soon, the woman's gaze fell on the man next to her. She did not believe that this inferior evolver, who had been adopted by the Mu family, could possess such a terrifying evolver's power. Postnatal evolved beings could not be compared to innate evolved beings. She was the moon in the starry sky while he was just a grain of sand under the light of the starry sky. The man frowned and said softly, I don't know, but how can a postnatal evolver have such a terrifying evolutionary power? Maybe it's an illusion. But even if it's an illusion, this young Master Mu's brain must have evolved to a high level to be able to trap us and make us unable to see through it. The first was the evolution of the brain. One could possess incredible evolutionary powers, such as psychokinesis, mental strength, and control power. Powerful brain evolvers could indeed easily cause people to fall into illusions and be unable to extricate themselves. These were all pure brain evolvers. Some legendary-level ancient evolvers had evolved their brains to the limit and could even achieve the transcendent ability of controlling nature. The second path was body evolution. The human body was like an ancient beast, but it was limited by all sorts of restrictions. The most primitive power had long been sealed in the genes. The path of body evolution was to unlock the genes that sealed the primitive power. Legend had it that when the body evolved to the limit, the genes could be unlocked. When brain-evolved beings reached the limit, they would be called natural evolved beings. It was a sublimation of the brain's evolution. When the body evolved to the limit and the genes were unlocked, they would be called genetic evolved beings. However, be it natural evolved beings or genetic evolved beings, they would only appear occasionally in the ancient evolved beings' clans. The two of them had never thought that there would be any relatively powerful evolvers in the imperial capital of China. Even B-class evolvers were extremely rare, let alone A-class evolvers. Now, the two of them mistakenly thought that Wang Jingyang was a brain-evolved being. He doesn't look like a brain-evolved being. What he showed before was more like a physical evolved being, the man said thoughtfully. The man was a physical evolved being, so he could distinguish between similar evolutions. Impossible. The woman said coldly, your body evolved to a high level. Even you can't resist it. Could he have unlocked his genes? Hearing that, the man shook his head. Even if it's a natural-born evolver, it's not quite possible to reach the peak and unlock the genes. Let's not even talk about this kind of acquired evolver. All physical evolvers only had one wish, and that was to unlock the genes in their bodies. They wanted to become a genetic evolver that could evolve their bodies to the extreme. How could such an inferior postnatal evolver be able to do it? Chapter 972. Just as the man was about to make his next move, Wang Jingyang slowly opened his eyes. Oh, are you done talking? Wang Jingyang did not seem to care that the man was holding him. He did not resist and only looked at the man calmly. Master Mu, we have underestimated you. Your brain evolution level is not bad. Even we could not see through your illusion. The man stared at Wang Jingyang and sneered. Illusion? Wang Jingyang said calmly, you think I used some kind of spiritual attack illusion on you guys? What? Isn't that the case? Otherwise, how could your evolved power frighten us so much that we couldn't even lift our heads under the suppression of your evolved power? You wouldn't have fallen asleep here if your mental strength wasn't exhausted, the man said calmly. So that's what you were talking about. Wang Jingyang thought for a while and then smiled. I saw you guys chatting happily and I did not want to disturb you. It was so boring that I felt sleepy. Before the man could speak, Wang Jingyang continued, now that I have slept, are you done talking? You are still talking nonsense when you are about to die. The man shouted coldly. Soon after, a fist filled with terrifying power landed heavily on Wang Jingyang's abdomen. However, Wang Jingyang did not howl in pain as the man had expected. Instead, he seemed to be fine. The man's punch was like a decoration. You must have had a hard time, Master Mu. The man smiled. We were having a good conversation. Why did you hit me? Wang Jingyang asked. Before the man could speak, Wang Jingyang continued, also, is your fist made of dough? As soon as he finished speaking, Wang Jingyang raised a finger and flicked the man's forehead. Bang! It was like the sound of a boulder falling from a high altitude to the ground. The man's body was like a cloth bag in the wind. In the blink of an eye, he was sent flying. Only then did Wang Jingyang's feet land on the ground again. Who told you that I am an evolved brain? Wang Jingyang yawned. The woman stood at the back with her eyes closed. An overwhelming force of will surged towards Wang Jingyang. There was nothing in the empty void, but it gave birth to a mysterious scene like that of the boundless universe. The power of the will transformed into an army of thousands of horses, sweeping across the land, wanting to kill Wang Jingyang under the hooves of the will. Not bad. This power of will is indeed not something that those who have evolved their brains can compare to, Wang Jingyang mumbled softly. I've already sealed him with my mind. There's no need to hold back. You can kill him now, the woman said to the man in a hurry. At this moment, the woman's forehead was covered in cold sweat. She had never expected that just using her mind power to slightly control Wang Jingyang's movements would instantly consume a large amount of her mind power. Was this man really a monster? The man saw that the situation was not good, and the evolved power in his body was pushed to the limit. He took a step forward, and it was as if he was treading on the clouds. With an unstoppable force, he rushed towards Wang Jingyang. With every step the man took, the ground beneath his feet would visibly shatter. It could be seen that his strength had reached a certain level. With this strike, the man was determined to kill. It was as if a meteorite had struck Wang Jingyang's face. The huge force created an invisible wave of air, and even the gravel within a radius of more than 10 meters was sent flying. It's definitely impossible, Xing Chen said. If I were a Class F, would I be able to chase him away? Asked Lin Yan. Xing Chen, that's why he beat all of you up. He's stronger than all of you, so I chased him away. I'm stronger than him. Of course, I'm also stronger than all of you. Lin Yan grinned. Xing Chen. Chapter 974. Xing Chen couldn't refute Lin Yan's words. She had beaten the black-robed man away, and that was a fact that couldn't be faked. However, based on his understanding of Lin Yan, this was unbelievable. Lin Yan had punched him previously, so he was certain that Lin Yan was at most a Class F evolved being. Miss Lin, when you punched me previously, I didn't feel anything. Xing Chen glanced at Lin Yan in confusion. Lin Yan sneered coldly. You don't understand. I'm strong when I meet someone strong and weak. You should find your own problem. Xing Chen was speechless. Alright, it was his problem. He was too weak. Miss Lin, why don't you try punching me again? Xing Chen pondered it for a moment. I will definitely satisfy your request. Anyway, you will recover quickly after being seriously injured. It should be fine. Lin Yan strode over to Xing Chen and raised her palm. The last time was an accident. This time, I will do my best. I won't disappoint you. Xing Chen's forehead broke out in a cold sweat as he stared at Lin Yan's fist. Xing Chen hurriedly said, Wait. Miss Lin, I suddenly feel that there is a problem with the machine. Huh? You're not going to try? Lin Yan was puzzled. No, it must be a problem with the machine. I don't think there's a need to try. Xing Chen nodded repeatedly. Xing Chen heaved a sigh of relief when he saw Lin Yan put down her fist in disappointment. He didn't want to be seriously injured again. Xing Chen wasn't sure how strong Lin Yan was, but there was no doubt that she had beaten the black-robed man away. I didn't expect myself to be so strong. Lin Yan gazed at her palms, deep in thought. She had always thought that she was a rookie, but she had been wrong. She was ridiculously strong. Lin Yan had seen how strong the black-robed man was, but she had beaten him as easily as a father beating his son. She hadn't expected that she had severely underestimated herself. In the future, when she met those so-called powerful evolved beings, she wouldn't have to be a coward anymore. Oh yeah, you said that evolved beings have the ability to heal quickly. What happened to Mr. Pei? Lin Yan asked Xing Chen. Sister Yan, it's different. It's completely different, said Ling Yu. Besides, Brother Yu is an evolved being with a brain. Only an evolved being with a physical body has the ability to heal quickly. An evolved being with a brain has a weak body. It's rare that Brother Yu has such skills. It means that an evolved person with a strong body is like a tank warrior with high defense and fast health regeneration. Even if his health is low, his recovery ability is insane. On the other hand, an evolved person with a brain is like a great sorcerer. Once his magic power is depleted, he can only wait for death. In addition, his defense is very weak, and he has no recovery ability. Lin Yan whispered. Ling Yu and Xing Chen exchanged glances. This was the first time they had heard someone describe an evolved body and an evolved brain. However, there didn't seem to be anything wrong with what Lin Yan had said. That was indeed the case. Lin Yan had just returned to her room in the wee hours of the morning when her phone rang. It was Zhao Hongling. Lin Yan, what are you doing tonight? Zhao Hongling asked curiously as soon as the call went through. Me? What did you do? Lin Yan was puzzled. Go online and see for yourself. It hasn't even been 3 hours, and it's already the #1 trending topic. Chapter 975. It had only been less than 3 hours since she was first on the hot search list. What had she done? After hanging up, Lin Yan checked her phone suspiciously. Most trending, one title, I happened to capture this scene during my morning jog. It's definitely not a fake. Is there really a martial arts expert in this world? An ominous premonition arose in Lin Yan's heart when she read the title. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched when she clicked on the video. The content of the video was about what had happened that night. It included how the man in black had injured Xing Chen and Ling Yu, as well as how he had fought with her. Lin Yan even suspected that the man had used a 4K laser. How could he have captured everything so clearly in the middle of the night? In less than 3 hours, the number of comments below the video had reached more than 50,000, and it was reposted countless times. Love giving birth to men's children typed, F***CK. Is this for real? This is too exaggerated. February shaves his head and dies typed, it doesn't look fake. Is this a movie? Yusheng will be your grandfather typed, eh. Why does the woman who fought with the man in black look so familiar? I've had the honor of eating pork before typed, isn't that Lin Yan? I'll recognize ashes even if I turn into a ghost, I'll recognize ashes even if I turn into ashes. I give doll a different mother typed, it's confirmed. It's Lin Yan. Damn it. It must be a marketing account. They claim to have filmed it during a night jog, but it's just a publicity stunt. One Hammer 80 commented, Lin Yan's skills aren't good either. Look at her moves. It's obvious that she hasn't undergone intensive training. I'll give her a bad review. Oh yeah, what movie is this? When will it be released? Before Lin Yan could finish watching the video, Zhao Hongling called her again. Lin Yan, have you watched it? Yeah. Replied Lin Yan. What happened? Zhao Hongling's tone was obviously doubtful. Lin Yan fell silent for a moment before she replied, Sister Ling. This is an act. Isn't it obvious? Acting? What movie? Why don't I know anything about it? Besides, I didn't use any props. Zhao Hongling didn't buy Lin Yan's story. Big Sister Ling, this was recorded by a few of us playing with our phones. Actually, it's a friend of mine who has had a Wuxia dream since he was young. After much persuasion, he finally managed to hoodwink Zhao Hongling. Lin Yan didn't think much of the video. Anyway, everyone believed that it was just an act and it wouldn't affect her in any way. However, Lin Yan would never have imagined that this video, which she hadn't really cared about, would shatter her peaceful life in the near future. It would create a huge storm. The next day. Wang Jingyang's home. At this moment, Wang Jingyang's face was dark as he stared at the video on his phone, playing it over and over again. A handsome man stood respectfully beside Wang Jingyang. Chapter 976. A layman might not be able to tell anything from this video and might think that it was an act. However, evolved beings couldn't be so blind. This video was too popular and had already spread. If someone recognized Lin Yen or his skills, all the peace would be broken in an instant. There wouldn't be any accidents. It wouldn't be a big deal if it was any other evolved being, but, if he was discovered by the power he was afraid of, the consequences would be unimaginable. In the office, Lin Yen glanced at Xiao Yao, who looked as though nothing had happened. She said unhappily, "Boss, you're too unreliable." "What's wrong?" Xiao Yao glanced at Lin Yen. The corners of Lin Yan's mouth twitched. Why did he have the cheek to ask her what was wrong? "Boss, it was a matter of life and death last night. You promised to come, but I almost died." Lin Yen sighed. "I almost died because of you." Xiao Yao stood up and walked to Lin Yen. He sized her up. "Aren't you fine?" Lin Yen was speechless. "Boss, that's because I'm too strong. No one is my match." "Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to see me today," replied Lin Yen. "Are you very strong?" Xiao Yao asked thoughtfully. "How about it? Do you want to give it a try? I feel that I'm stronger than anyone else. I underestimated myself previously." Lin Yen sneered coldly. Xiao Yao fell silent for a moment before he said, "Since you're stronger than anyone else, why did you look for me last night?" Lin Yen was speechless. Before Lin Yen could reply, Xiao Yao added, "I got lost last night and searched for you all night." "Lost?" Lin Yen stared at the man in disbelief. "Didn't I send you the location?" Lin Yen asked in surprise. "Getting lost was just an accident." "It has nothing to do with the location," replied Xiao Yao. "Accident? Was it really an accident? Don't tell me this man doesn't understand GPS." In a huge manner, the man was dressed nobly and had a cold expression. "Brother Mu Feng." A little girl ran over, her face full of excitement. "Mu Yun, speak slowly." The coldness on the man's face dissipated when he saw the little girl. "Sister, it's sister." Mu Yun handed the phone to the man excitedly. "Brother Mu Feng, look. It's sister. I want to tell the other brothers and sisters. I want to tell father and mother that it's sister." It was a standard Western building, an exquisitely designed palace. The surroundings were desolate and uninhabited, as if even vultures would not visit this place. It was hard to imagine that there would be such an indescribably majestic palace in this place. Ahem. In the dim palace, the man sat in a wheelchair, coughing from time to time. "Lord Xiaoji, your body," an old man looked at the man and said softly. "It doesn't matter," Xiaoji said softly with a smile. "Lord Xiaoji, we've already found the best doctor, he should be able to maintain the current situation." The man's starry eyes seemed to be filled with the brilliance of starlight. Unfortunately, his almost flawless face was filled with a sickly white. "My lord." Before long, a young woman ran into the palace. "Look." The woman walked up to Xiao Ji and placed the phone in front of him. The moment he saw Lin Yen in the video, Xiao Ji's eyes lit up in an indescribable way. "Sir, is she?" The woman looked at Xiao Ji respectfully. Xiao Ji stared at the video for a long time. After a while, the corners of his mouth slightly raised, and there was a trace of a smile on his face. "Oh, I found you." Announce the next book's group number. Yu Sheng's exclusive chat group, 7718373335. After entering the group, you can enter the exclusive chat group. How to enter the group? Friends who read books on QQ and Cloud Rise Academy have left a private message. Screenshot of 6,000 plus fans, screenshot of all subscriptions, screenshot of all subscriptions, screenshot of the record of at least 20 days of subscriptions within 30 days. Yu Sheng's exclusive chat group number, 915480666. Please fill in your information before entering the group. Chapter 977. It was an independent world, like a new continent that had never been discovered. Looking from afar, it was as if there was an immortal palace floating above the sky and below the clouds. The stone pillars on both sides towered into the clouds, as if connecting heaven and earth. Anyone who looked over would be completely captivated by this world. The sound of flowing water was endless, and hundreds of small streams intersected and converged. There were birds on the trees and beasts in the forest. The sounds of birds and beasts sounded like the sound of a zither. Holy Land. Inside the mountain gate. At a glance, there were powerful evolved people everywhere. In this Holy Land, the number of innate evolved people and acquired evolved people was not much different. However, regardless of whether they were innate or acquired evolved people, they were equal in the Holy Land. There was no longer a secular view of nobility. Senior brother, look who this is. A 17 or 18-year-old youth looked at a man in white who was meditating and said. Hearing this, the man opened his eyes, and an overwhelming pressure of an evolved person shrouded in all directions. The youth's expression suddenly changed, and cold sweat seeped out of his forehead. Senior brother. The man frowned unhappily. Did I tell you not to disturb me when I'm cultivating? Senior brother, I have something urgent. Before the youth could finish, the man waved his hand impatiently. Go play with your other senior brothers and sisters. Don't talk nonsense with me here. I won't be responsible for accidental injuries. The youth's mouth twitched slightly. Senior brother, when will Master Holy Lord come back? The man in white closed his eyes. I don't know. Then, without waiting for the youth to continue, the man in white said faintly, You're very noisy. The youth looked at the video on the phone, then at the man in white. In the end, he did not continue to speak and turned to leave. Is that really senior sister? The youth looked confused. Senior sister was clearly dead, so the person in the video could not be senior sister Mu Yen. However, if it was not senior sister, why did he feel a little similar? Moreover, he felt a sense of familiarity at first glance. It was the kind of familiarity that he had not felt for a long time. When he first entered the Holy Land, the first person he met was senior sister Mu Yen. However, later on, senior sister Mu Yen passed away in an accident, and he was sad for a long time. Although many years had passed, he still could not get over it. I think it's senior sister. Senior sister is definitely not dead. Senior sister is so powerful, how could she die? I'm going to find her. The teenager's eyes were glued to Lin Yen, and he looked increasingly excited. Although the senior sister in his memories was still a little girl, he had a feeling that perhaps a miracle would really happen. He wanted to go down the mountain. China. Cloud Manor. In the past 2 days, Lin Yen had been harassed by countless calls. Lin Yen hadn't expected that the video would still be the top trending topic. From the initial surprise, to the doubts, and then to someone recognizing her and saying that it was a publicity stunt for a new show. Up until now, everyone was asking what show it was and when it would be released. Zhao Hongling's phone had been ringing non-stop. She wanted to know if Lin Yen was filming a new scene. If it wasn't, they could follow the theme and shoot a new movie with the same cast and crew. Lin Yen couldn't help but laugh. Original cast and crew? Was she going to get Xingchen and Ling Yu to film? Or was she going to find the man in black and promise to bring him along? Besides, she really didn't have time recently. The racing team had called several times, asking her to train with the new team. Chapter 978. Early in the morning, Lin Yen drove to the headquarters of the racing team in the country. She wanted to visit her grandfather on the way. The international competition would be held in Hua Nation soon. During this period, many large foreign teams had arrived in Hua Nation. The racing industry in the country was in a state of carnage. Although Lin Yan hadn't paid much attention to the racing industry in the country recently, the news on the internet was overwhelming. Lin Yan saw similar news from time to time. Today, a certain team was being challenged. The next day, a famous team was being challenged by a foreign team. The racing team wasn't looking good either. The difference in ability between the ordinary teams was too great. They couldn't deal with them at all. The new strong team that had been formed by the Chinese team hadn't been able to display their strength yet. The Chinese racing industry had been challenged by foreign teams, and the Chinese team had lost all face. That was why they had urgently requested all the new teams to undergo training. Lin Yan parked her car and walked into the hospital. Lin Yan stood outside her grandfather's ward and saw He Lifeng sleeping soundly on the chair. Lin Yan pinched He Lifeng's nose as she entered the ward. Huh? He Lifeng opened his eyes and stared at Lin Yan in confusion. Sister? He Lifeng stood up immediately when he snapped back to his senses. You're still in a daze, Lin Yan said to He Lifeng. He Lifeng shook his head frantically. No. I just fell asleep. I was just taking a nap. Lin Yan glanced at He Lifeng. Before she could say anything, He Muyun walked in. Mom? Lin Yan was startled when she saw He Muyun. How had she known that her grandfather was hospitalized? Xiaofan, how could you hide such a serious matter from me? He Muyun glanced at Lin Yan with a frown. He Lifeng. Lin Yan's eyes trailed to He Lifeng. He Lifeng hastily replied, Sister, you can't blame me. I let it slip, but I didn't do it on purpose. Lin Yan was speechless. She couldn't blame him for letting it slip. Xiaofan, if Xiaofan didn't tell me, how long were you going to keep it a secret? He Muyun glanced at Lin Yan. Mom, I just don't want you to worry. Besides, Grandpa's condition is stable now, Lin Yan replied softly. Xiaofan has told me everything. I didn't expect your uncle to be such a person. He Muyun sighed. I will find a time to meet up with your uncle and Shuya. Mom, don't look for them. Lin Yan shook her head. Given He Muyun's personality, she would definitely be at a disadvantage if she went to them. That was also the main reason why Lin Yan hadn't told her about her grandfather. How could Shuya do such a thing? I'm not a good mother. He Muyun sat on one side of the bed, her eyes filled with sadness. Mom, it's not your fault. Lin Yan, who was sitting next to He Muyun, glared at He Lifeng. This good-for-nothing couldn't accomplish anything. It's my fault. I didn't teach your sister well. I have to take responsibility for your sister's current state, said He Muyun softly. Aunt, it's not your fault. Suddenly, He Lifeng glanced at He Muyun and said, as the saying goes, it's the father's fault if he doesn't teach his son. It's the teacher's fault if he doesn't teach his son. It's not suitable for a child to learn, and it's not suitable for an old man to learn. If you want to blame someone, blame second uncle. No, it's Lin Yuedong's fault. It's the teacher's fault. It's not your fault. You're tuning into the Xiaofan's Wuxia Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.